The president will continue to call attention to the threat to democratic integrity and to public safety posed by those who deny the documented truth about election results and those who seek to undermine public faith in our system of government. Unfortunately, we have seen MAGA Republican officials who don't believe in the rule of law.
And there it is, that last sentence there, and you've heard it many times. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre getting into trouble over comments like that, referring to Republicans as MAGA. In a letter shared with NBC News, the Office of Special Counsel writing Jean-Pierre's choice of words and referring to Republican candidates violates the Hatch Act in the run-up to the 2022 midterms.
How about that? The Hatch Act prohibits Jean-Pierre from using her official authority or influence for the purpose of interfering with or affecting election results. She's known for citing the Hatch Act during her briefings, actually, to avoid talking about President Biden or other Democratic candidates' re-election campaigns.
And Jacquie Jordan is a Republican strategist and host of Front and Center with Jacquie Jordan podcast. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Jacquie, for coming back.
Happy to be here. Thanks so much. Yeah.
So how about that? And NBC News reporting the same thing. You hear about the Hatch Act more, I believe, from KJP than you see it reported. And now here it is, where a watchdog group saying, hey, the Hatch Act was violated up until the 2022 midterms. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that we don't have credibility in that press office, and we haven't had it. And everything's been weaponized towards what the overall goal is, which is supposed to be to supersede next election process. And we're seeing that on every level. And she's we've watched two White House press secretaries bend the rules to make it to their favor as they needed to along the way.
You know, again, she always says, Hatch Act. I'm not going to say if the president's going to go out on the campaign trail. You know, I don't want to comment. I don't even want to take the risk if he's going to serve all of the term.
Right.
Like that was how seriously she took it in that moment. But when she's criticizing Republicans, seems like
we see that a lot.
Where's the act?
Exactly. And so we're going to see, from a media perspective, which is my background, we're going to see over the next year and a half a lot of very well-intended and orchestrated media attacks towards the Republican Party, especially towards Donald Trump. One of the things, that is coming up is, and NBC's getting ready to do a documentary about the women behind Trump, and I think that's also going to be part of the Trump just lost the defamation suit. He's up against a lawsuit. If there are women voters who are second-guessing going back on their future vote for Trump, because we have a lot of reasons in the last couple of years to reconsider a Democratic position, propaganda like this or media like this is meant to cement the idea that, once again, Donald Trump isn't trustworthy. So this is just another way that all those tricks are used.
Well, a challenge for the media reporters in the room to question. Hey, yes. I know you were potentially under the Hatch Act to not comment on Republicans. I noticed you just called them MAGA. We'll see if they follow suit. All right, another media topic for you, Jacquie, we wanted to get your take on. This video, it's a TikTok video now going viral. It's recorded by a transgender model. It's got a lot of people talking online. So here's the gist of it. This is a screen grab, and the image is blurred out for the purposes of television here. But essentially filmed at the White House Pride celebration over the weekend. It's Rose Montoya. Again, she'd taken you through the day here, again, this transgender model, where they were listening to President Biden speaking, welcoming the group, potentially meeting with and hearing from the First Lady, shaking hands with the President and First Lady, and then ultimately ending it with the still shot, as we've seen. I believe it continues on with the film. But just your thoughts on this and what's played out on the White House lawn.
You don't need to be a media expert to find this highly offensive. I think any patriot or American finds this extraordinarily offensive. From a media perspective, we look at also what the backdrop is. We've got the big flag, the pride flag, in the middle of the White House, usurping the two American flags. And not that I wouldn't support pride, the usage of it and the placement of it with this transgender. It all says, that something else is in action here, taking over, and it is not just for America.
Yeah, just, the moral compass of this whole thing just seems to be completely
Yes.
off when you look at it. And she, the person that recorded the video, spoke to media about it, said it's legal to be topless in D.C., but on the White House and the North Lawn, or the lawn,
it's
just
all,
doesn't
it's
sit.
all, it's
And who
like
was
the botch.
attending
Yes.
the event, right?
Yes,
And there are questions about that too.
And Pride is, to me, is a hijacked movement of it used to be for gay. It's not. It's been hijacked too. So we're seeing a lot of hijacking of movements for the agenda.
There are a lot of LGBTQ plus folks who keep their tops on when they're out in public.
The White
So again,
House.
don't want to.
Do you have to say that?
Exactly.